Many years ago, before now, Afrobeat was considered as one of the most underrated genre in the music industry. This was because the global music industry didn't take African sound seriously. It was often dismissed as too local and too different, or simply not marketable enough for mainstream audience. But today the narrative is different. From Lagos down to Accra, everywhere, Afrobeat is now a globally accepted sound. The vibrant rhythms, infection melodies, and energetic beats now dominate international markets, charts, playlists, and music festivals. But how did this sound rise from the street of Africa to become this global? To understand Afrobeat evolution, we must first look back at the era before it. In the late 90s and early 2000s, hip-hop and rap culture were taking over the world, with artists like Jay-Z, Eminem, Tupac not just having influence on the music industry, but fashion, lifestyle, and it was the voice of the generation. But not long before that, a revolutionary sound was being born in Nigeria by Fela Kuti. Fela Kuti, often regarded as the godfather of Afrobeat, emerged in the 1960s, where he brought out a different sound and a different style of music. Drawing from traditional Yoruba rhythms, highlife, jazz, and funk music, Fela used instruments like saxophone, trumpets, keyboard, drums, and electric guitar to create a genre that was not just musical, but political.
No, it's a pity that people have not really described Nigerian government. And for the first time in my life, I've had the opportunity to see something so I can describe them well. Now, you cannot call Nigeria a capitalist country. You cannot even call them apartheid.
Fela used his gift to tell stories about the political crisis in Nigeria. His music was a movement challenging corruption and injustice in Nigeria.
What is happening in Nigerian prisons is nothing short of Nazism. I saw it with my eyes. They were flogging boys 8 in the morning, 24 strokes. They put sand on the body before they flog them. And this is not from court order. This is just warder's enjoyment.
Fela laid the foundation for Afrobeat to become global, allowing new set of artists to modernize the sound and give it an edge. What started as a bold political charged sound began to evolve and was shaped by pioneers like Two-Face, D'banj, P-Square, and Wizkid. These people didn't just make music, they transformed it. They took the raw power of Afrobeat, gave it a fresh twist, and brought it into pop culture. And that's how Afrobeat was born. Afrobeat now became modern music. It was embraced by digital storytelling, fashion, lifestyle, slangs, and everything. Platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram allowed African artists to bypass traditional gatekeepers and reach global audience directly. Before, Afrobeat artists did not have access to streaming platforms, just as international artists had.
That's not fair.
Without a strong label or investor backing an artist, many artists could not afford the global stage. But now, with streaming platforms like YouTube and TikTok, they could bypass all those gateways and reach their international audience easily. Wow. And that was when everything changed and the world finally caught on with Afrobeat. It wasn't just the rhythm that captivated their hearts, but it was the spirit behind the sound, bold, unapologetic, and undeniably African. That's how global icons like J. Cole, Kanye West, Beyonce embraced it and found inspiration in its pulse. And what began as a local political sound became a global movement. In fact, African artists are stepping into global stage, not just as guests, but as guides. They're influencing creative directions of how they think about music, lyricism, everything. Global artists are learning to feel the music differently, to understand the stories, the cultural weight, and the spirit behind each note. This is how African sounds aren't just shaping songs, but are shifting the entire conversation about what music can be. Even the world's big powerhouse of music like Sony, Warner, and Universal have taken note of Afrobeats, and they haven't just taken note of Afrobeats and watching it by the sideline. They've launched an African division and are signing artists that are willing to work. This is to show you how far Afrobeats and African music is thriving in the world.
Nice.
Right now, Afrobeat has become a global force, and the milestones speaks for themselves. Think of Burna Boy, the stout African giant, who stood tall on Grammy stage when his album Twice as Tall won Best Global Music Album. It wasn't just a personal victory, it was a defining moment that proved African music belonged at the very top of the world stage. But before that, Wizkid had already cracked open the door with his collaboration with Drake on One Dance. This wasn't just a hit, it was a tidal wave. The song became the most streamed track on Spotify at that time and spent weeks at number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100, letting Afrobeat rhymes seep into every club and radio station.
You don't know about it. When I when I want to explain it, my head will be headache me. Yeah.
And that's how Tems came with her magical voice gracing Future's Wait For You, as she made history yet again, becoming the first African female artist to debut number 1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. It was as though the world was finally waiting and eager to listen to every note. Meanwhile, Rema, a new generation superstar, took things further with his Calm Down remix, with Selena Gomez turning into one of the biggest Afrobeat crossover ever, racking up over 1 billion streams and proving that African music could dominate charts without border. And then Asake emerged, who started out as a street pop singer in Lagos, performing songs that blended Fuji rhymes, Amapiano beats, and Afrobeat melodies with Yoruba slangs. His music was raw and alive and bold enough to leave Africa. In just a short time, he transformed from a local favorite into one of the most influential voices in Afrobeat. His sound didn't just win over audiences across Africa, it challenged international listeners to rethink what African music could be. Instead of adjusting his style to fit the world's expectation, Asake stayed true to himself, and his song carried the energy of the street, which the world learned to appreciate it exactly how it was. And just as the world was tuning in, Tyla then stepped forward. Tyla brought a new wave of sound with her breakout hit Water. This track was rooted in Amapiano but polished in a pop sensibility. It swept through TikTok and radio charts and global playlists like a wildfire. But this wasn't just a viral moment, it was history in the making. In 2024, Tyla won her first Grammy Award for the Best African Music Performance, putting her name in the record books. She became the youngest African female artist to win a Grammy, and her song Water reached Billboard Top 10, making her the first and youngest African female artist with a solo single to achieve this milestone. Her achievement wasn't just personal, it was symbolic, and it marked a turning point where African pop, led by women, was no longer treated as a genre on the sideline, but as a genre that lies in the heart of the global audience. But long before Tyla's breakout, Davido was already shaping how the world saw African music. From the moment he dropped Davido, he brought in a new wave and ambition that reached beyond African borders. Tracks like If and Fall didn't just top charts, they stayed there, proving that African pop could be as addictive and commercially powerful as any other sound. Davido made it clear that Afrobeat wasn't just a passing trend, but a cultural force ready for the global spotlight. He didn't just ride the Afrobeat wave, He was one of the key architects of its globalization. His international ambition has made Afrobeats a permanent fixture in the global pop landscape. He played a crucial role in popularizing the genre through collaborations with international artists like Chris Brown, Summer Walker, and more. He has achieved significant milestones like selling out O2 Arena and having a gold certified song in the US. Together, all these achievements is telling a story beyond any single artist. It's showing that African creatives are breaking barriers and reshaping how the world thinks about music.
I'm here to tell you right now.
Africa is not just echo from the past, but pulse for the future. One thing I've come to realize is that Afrobeats is not only changing how the world views Africa, but it's also one of the leading genres in the music industry. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the subscribe button and see you in our next episode. Thank you.